Yeah, that's not how it works. You have to remind me before I remember on my own. So yes, as Elena said, and before my smartboard decided to be possessed, 0.391 repeating because there are 3 nines on bottom. It repeats 3 digits from the top. Charlie, what about 3 ninths? What's this turn into?
Well, it's also 1/3 or 3 repeating.
0.3 repeating. Patrick, D. Yeah, we start talking in binary. So guys, this, that's what you're gonna mess up on the match screen. Now, like true middle school fashion, you should want to prove me wrong, but that's what people always mess up because they forget 3 nines on bottom means you have to repeat 3 digits. I can't make this 100. It's not. It's 1. So 001 keeps this as 1. So 001, 001, 001. There you go. Audrey, what about E? Sorry, that was your card. I was just trying to see if I could find you before.
That's 0.524 repeating.
Yep, that one's no trap door. 3 nines on bottom, 3 digits on top, and Bear, take us home.
0.09. Wait, 0.0?
Ah, 0.019. What?
I said 0.019, and I caught myself when I said 0.0, and then I realized that
I don't know. I just started writing and then I paused. All right. Any questions about this? Xander, any questions about this?
No.
So tomorrow when I ask you, you will retain this? So tomorrow when I ask you, you will retain this?
No.
Alina?
I don't think my card is there.
Okay. I'll take it up with the man in the office. Put your Chromebooks away,
The
please.
man upstairs. Wow, that was pretty easy.
Well, you just needed to join the school.
Wait.
Oh,
What if you said all secret?
yes. Thank you very much.
If we hadn't had that talk yesterday, I would ask why we needed to enter school education. If there's nothing else.
Yes, right.
I'm just trying to I have so much help.
You tried to teach your brother what? About repeating decimals? How old's your brother? I don't even know like where to start with a 6. Where did you start trying to teach a 6-year-old repeating decimals?
Just for Hudson.
Hold on just a second. You forget. You just like dove into if this is this and that is that, and here you go. There's 9s on bottom. Henry?
Okay.
Okay.
So if 13 is an unlucky number and 13 squared is 169, does that make 169 also an unlucky number?
I mean, unlucky squared. Well, here's the issue. Yesterday, that's actually a really good question. Because yesterday we said that an irrational number, when squared, well, not all irrational, but irrational numbers such as like radical 7, because we talked about that being irrational. When we square it, it actually becomes 7. So I don't know if 13 is an unlucky number, and when we square it, we get 169. We did unlucky squared.
But then where did that make it lucky?
Yeah, well, unlucky times unlucky. If you have unlucky compounded on top of unlucky, unlucky of unlucky.
Technically, unlucky known as negative.
Oh yeah, it would actually be positive.
Whoever's watching this video, hopefully you see
Oh
Mr.
my
Hudson's page.
God.
Oh my gosh, it looks like it's like auto.
All right, we did this yesterday because I like you guys and I wanted to make sure that today we would have some time to just work on homework.
Yay!
So as a reminder, just to run you through the crash course of the proof of repeating decimals. If somebody gave you, and the set of repeating numbers doesn't matter how many it repeats, say 0.57 repeating, if I can get this to slide up a tiny bit, and you want to show it as a non-repeating, you want to get rid of the repeating section. So we want to subtract that away, but we can't just subtract it away because then we get 0. So we multiply. 10 doesn't work because that subtraction would be gross. So we really multiply with the amount of zeros that we have repeating digits. If you repeated 4 digits, you'd have 4 zeros on that, and it'd be 10,000. We then subtract away 1x, right? One of those things. That, yesterday we were working with x on the side that had like 100x, and hopefully maybe a couple of you wrote it down, but I was showing you this as like, this is sweet, because it works.
You tried to scroll down.
So then if we take away one of the repeating pieces, we get just 57.
I like it.
But that's 57 is equal to 99 repeating 57s. And when we divide that from both sides, repeating 57ths, so 0.57 repeating, is 57 over 99.
I like it.
Any number will work with that. Oh, sorry, questions? I never knew that till literally 2 years ago. So it's not like you have to know that. It's just to show you why that works. Not just some rules somebody made up. It works. There's a proof of it.
It's not a theory.
Somebody figured it out. Nature made it up. If you were in one of my previous classes that I've taught, and or potentially a class in the future, I have students write a paper, yes, a paper in math, about was math invented or discovered. Make your argument there.
Wait, when do we do that?
It depends. It's kind of like with the variety of classes that we teach, but in Math 2, if we get through all the content quickly, my 8th graders that I teach, I have them write some paper, like do some research topics. So take these repeating decimals, put them into rational form. If you want, you may reduce them, but you don't have to. Well, okay, yeah, good, thanks. If you work on homework, if you guys are like have extra time, work on homework. I'm trying to make sure we really understand this.
Just put them over the same amount of
Silence, you fool.
Remember how your card already got picked, and that means you want to pick other people and make sure we all understand it? And identify any people that I want to check on in extensions, like Xander, when he says, I don't know. Do you think I remember what he did yesterday?
Don't look at me there.
Yeah, but you
I
can't tell
don't
me.
think fool is that offensive of a term, so I
For a
can use
certain
it
amount of
in
time.
sentence.
After a certain amount of time, you give me a little bit of
Should have graph paper out.
I think I can use the word fool in school because it's not that offensive.
Alright, Liam. A. What do I write? 42 over 99. He wasn't even at his desk. Look at that. Hazel. What about B? What do I write? Not even at her desk. What do I write for B? How many nines? Yeah, 3 nines. See if we can get an there's nobody else standing up. That would have been great. Simon.
Wait.
What? Yeah, but you already got picked. Simon, what about C? Yep, 16. Making sure of it. You can be working on your homework if you want. That's why I had so many worksheets available at the beginning of class. You guys like to be wet blankets. I'm trying to just still have class, but make it like quick and easy and whatever. And Josh, what about D? 8 over 9. Some of these could potentially be reduced, especially this one, because we can divide by 3. Last thing we're doing today, and this, I do actually want you to get some attention back to. I forget if I had this on your handout or not. All of these numbers, whether they're rational or irrational, are real, right? Because we said we're talking about real numbers right now. If we tried to place them on the number line, and I have like 0 here, and I don't even know how high I need to go. We're gonna. Anyone ever watch Price is Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna play this like Price is Right. So, Katie Ann, you're going to be our first contestant on real number real estate, where you have to decide where this number should live. Okay, so real number real estate, and the crowd can help you out, but you're in charge of telling me where to stop. Okay, so your number is 2/3. You have to tell me where to stop to put 2/3. Obviously, your job's easy because you're first. So, Katie Ann's first. She determines everything. So, all right, ready? Go. Is it your turn there on real estate, real number? Now I'm mad. 2/3. All right. Henry, you are the next contestant on real number real estate. Ooh, actually, now, because Katie Ann's already placed the number, you have to tell me left or right and then tell me when to stop, okay? So left or right?
Okay, so question. The ends are 1 and -1, right?
Are they?
2/3 is here. That's all I know.
He's just the host.
I'm just the host.
Okay,
I didn't write
it's on
this.
the left.
Left.
Now.
I like that the audience.
This is not gonna work. Negative.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Good catch.
I saw that, but didn't want to be rude.
Oh, dude, you're never rude when you're fixing that. You could be rude, but I'm never going to take it as rude. Audrey, you are our next contestant on Real Number Real Estate. The one I just stared at while I spoke.
Audrey.
What?
I know what it is.
Stop!
I have a calculator.
Shit, bit. Bear, stop talking. Go put it away, and then sit back down. Put it away. You are lucky that we don't throw you out of Real Number Real Estate right now.
You know what zero means.
It was legit just a calculator.
Zip, zero, zilch. All right, Audrey. There was a hush of anticipation amongst the crowd. Audrey, left or right? All right.
You have to slow down. You're gonna have to go a lot farther than
I was about to say, okay. What do you mean, stop? All right, so we will extend this.
that. Wait.
Okay, this is getting weird.
Yeah, Xander, was that you?
No.
He was the one who laughed.
Yeah, let's see you after class. No, it was the comment that came before. It's weird.
Wait, what was the comment?
Negative. I can't circle it in white. -9/5. Crystal. Now you might have to. I don't know if you can see well enough from there. So Crystal, from 0, left or right, and tell me when to stop. Okay? Left or right. Oh. Gonna get this debris off of here. Yeah, there was some debris. Again, you could be doing your homework. I do not care, but we're playing Real Number Real Estate. All right, Mr. Dale. Now we get fun. 5/3. Left or right? Tell me when to stop.
Well, it's gonna be right.
Can we mute you?
Oh, Davey boy. Davey boy.
And Avi.
Oh, nice.
All right, left or right? Tell me when to stop.
Right.
I'm working on my homework.
He got kicked out of the show. He can't win a car anymore. All right, left or right, right?
I don't care. I don't care. Probably like right there. Was I paying attention to what Ronald White?
Give me, I don't know. It wasn't my choice.
Wait a
Yes, it
second.
was.
That's
Oh,
not-
shoot. It was shoot.
Wait, what are you? Oh, shooting.
What Radical 8 was?
What is radical 8?
Was it really
Is it closer to 2 or closer to 3?
closer to...
Hey, look, the Jenny rule. This round of Real Number Real Estate brought to you by the Jenny rule, bringing you real number solutions for radical values since 2000, I don't know, 15, I think is when she was here. Square root 2, or sorry, radical 4, radical 9, right? Set up the perfect squares. Then say, well, radical 8 will be 2 and approximately, how far have we gone? 4 out of 5. So this is going to be 2 and approximately 4/5. Does it go left or right? Or, sorry, does 2 and a quarter go left
I need to
or...
move that back.
We need to move this back. So to the left of this one? Okay.
Yeah.
A little bit to the right. Okay. There we go. I know. Well, pi over what is pi over 3? It's like 1, right? A little over 1. Okay. Thank you all for playing Real Number Real Estate. Get calculators if you want. Work on your practice work. Bye. Oh, just because you did it yesterday. What is it? 2.8. That's really close. Off by 300.
If this is Monday,
On mortgage and taxes and homeowners insurance. No one. The bank won.
the bank always
If you
wins
purchase,
Monopoly.
if you purchase real estate, the bank won.
If you're playing Monopoly, the bank always wins.
Actually, now's a good time to purchase real estate because with coronavirus, the interest rates are really, really low.
No one wants that.
So, no, seriously, let me see if I can find an article really quick.
You could have won a car and then had to calculate the gas mileage of that car and had to
Yeah.
So there's this math problem here. 974. Is it okay if I just describe what the rectangles would look like and not actually draw them?
For which one, 74?
Yeah. Like, for example, this rectangle would be 3 by 8.
And then, if you give me a few different examples.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, man.
I
I know. So this is a week old, but this is what I'm talking about. Like, I want you guys to realize I'm not making jokes. So my dad actually emailed me about this. So if you aren't paying attention to the market, which I wasn't when I was 12, but the market right now, because of coronavirus, is taking a hit because they're really worried about, people not spending money and people not at their jobs making things to be able to, to be able to have things on the shelves in the stores. So there's a bunch of math involved in what's going on. This graph can show you really, really easily. So interest rates going up. This is a long time ago, right? 98. So 01, tech stock bubbles burst. Then economy slumps. Still, markets are reacting but 9/11 happened. Right? So when 9/11 happened, obviously everyone was scared. Market went down by 5%. Like the entire market, essentially, when you average things out.
Just dropped
So, it depends on which stock you would look at directly. But sometimes in dramatic cases of emergency, the federal government just shuts down the market. Like, so trading is supposed to happen from like 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. or whatever on the floor at these markets or whatever. But like the Fed government will shut things down out of emergency, and I'm pretty sure that happened. So the first day the market opened after 9/11 happened, which was obviously on September 11th, was the 17th. So it had been closed for a few days, and as soon as it opened back up, everyone who was scared of what was happening in the world sold their stocks. Not everyone. But of course, that's why the market takes a hit, is when people sell, things hurt. So as people get rid of their stocks, that they're saying, oh my gosh, my Amazon stock, my whatever stock is going to take a hit because their factories, their transportation, their whatever, like, which actually Amazon might go up, who knows, because everyone's trying to order stuff from their house. But so the market right now has taken a giant hit. When this happens, the Fed government will mess with the interest rates that are out there on like getting loans, because they want people to spend money and take loans. So I will likely be refinancing my house to drop my interest rate, because interest rates are lower now than when I bought. A month ago, not really. They were pretty close. But now, yeah, my dad's refinancing their house. Like, it's a time to refinance. Yeah, Henry?
Okay, so.
Sorry, hold on. I heard this side question, and I need to answer it before I go to you, Henry, but I will answer your question. Refinance means you sell your house and buy it back like that. But nobody else has the opportunity to buy it. So by refinancing, you give your house back in a way, and then you immediately buy it back with the money that you just got from giving your house back, right? So it's a really weird, quick transaction, but it will reset my loan at a different interest rate. That's what refinancing means. Since I keep throwing that word around, I realize I needed to tell you what that means.
All right, so when people sell their stocks, who exactly is buying these stocks? Because
Nobody. Like,
everybody is selling their stocks.
yeah, the company.
Henry, normally when you sell a stock, like my dad,
Liam actually knows about this stuff.
he liquefied 20% of his stocks like 2 weeks ago because he knew this was gonna happen. But when someone sells a stock, it gets bought up really quick. Like before all this happened, when my dad sold his Apple stock.
Depending on the stock,
Yeah,
right? Like
generally,
Apple, Amazon, those are really popular stocks. But
Yes.
Bob Jobs snowboards, like,
I don't even think that's big enough to have.
Well, wouldn't that be in like one of those like things where you have like
a portfolio.
small?
Depends. Yeah, it depends on if they went public or not.
But if there's like a big company or whatever, my dad's share got sold in like 0.5 seconds.
So it also depends on where the prices are at. So stock prices are constantly changing. And Mr. Estes and I were talking about this morning. Literally, in the amount of time it takes you to click your mouse, the stock price can change. So computers are making the decisions. You go into a program and you tell it when to buy and when to sell at certain percentages or certain values. So you as a human aren't having to think about it and do it and click it. It's happening. So if everyone is selling their stock, think about supply and demand. Less people want it, therefore you need to make it cheaper so that people will buy it. So when people sell their stock, the market value goes down because you have to make things cheaper in order for people to buy it. When a bunch of people buy things, then the price goes up because there's less shares to buy. A share is a piece of a company. You are literally a part owner. But if the company does well, you do well. If the company does bad, you lose money.
Which is why you should
Potentially
invest in
all of it.
American money.
If you invest in a company and they go bankrupt, you lose your money.
I'm not old enough to.
Well, I know the you know what I mean? The place under you
9144 and 926 is impossible.
is impossible. Did I leave a picture out or something?
No, you said there's a 9138 above and there isn't. There's no 9137 either.
Which homework?
926. It's the last problem that you put on it. It's impossible because there's no 913.
My ebook is being angry at me.
You can also put your cash in like bonds. Which is basically
Bonds are a silly investment. I can tell you why. Right now,
possible if we don't have a 9-138.
Well, yeah, that's a class question. That is in the lesson. You don't have it yet. Have we done that lesson yet? What do I say about when you're working ahead that I have told you more times than I care to count? Don't ask questions on future work. Because it's the future. So what Bear is saying is you can't do this one yet, which is an additional challenge because it goes with our additional challenge. Once we do this class, you'll be able to do it. Do not cross it out.
But it's an additional challenge.
Good gosh, why'd you come to Phoenix? You should be pushing yourself. You should be challenging yourself. Once we do 138 in class, you'll be able to do that problem, and you should.
If you didn't want it, if you didn't want us to do it, you wouldn't put it in there. I shouldn't list repeats like 6x4, 8x3.
Correct. Yeah, don't just swap the order. Yeah, thank you, because they are the same rectangle. All right, so yeah, we can do more questions at some point also. Bonds. Let's talk about bonds. Hazel. Which thing? Which number? 924, 114. We'll talk about bonds in a second.
Now, I wonder what the square root of 1 is.
1. Because 1 times 1 is 1. Right? Isn't that weird? The cube root of 1 is also 1. The cube that has a volume of 1 is 1 by 1 by 1. Right? So a square with an area of 1 is a 1 by 1. Well, 1 by 1. All right. Remember, when we have like terms or various terms of different variable, this is on 924. When we are trying to combine them, numbers go with numbers, x's go with x's, y's go with y's, z's with z's. But aside from that, we can't put x's with y's or y's with z's. So here, the 4 and the 3 come together to make 12. The x cubed and the x come together to make x to the 4th, and the y and the y squared come together to make y cubed. The ones that students normally then struggle with are like D or E or F, right? The division ones. So in D, the first thing we need to do is deal with 3 to the 5th times 8 times 5 to the 3rd, unless you get real investigatory, I guess, and you investigate, can my 5 to the 3rd, oh hey, another 5 to the 3rd, we could reduce out to a giant 1 and disappear. My 3 to the 5th, 3 to the 2nd, and 3 to the 3rd on the bottom would actually go together to be 3 to the 5th. So 3 to the 5th on top and a 3 to the 5th on bottom. That's also 1. And then 8.
2 times 2 is 1 is 8.
2 to the 3rd is 8.
Yeah. So it's 1.
Oh, wow.
Now, bonds are a silly investment right now because they are safe. However, right now interest rates are really low, and the bond rates right now are about a 0.75 yield, like 0.75%. So you'd make like $75 on $1,000 invested, or something like that. Yeah, not much. But so I'm making up some numbers just to say this really fast because we're running out of time. If the market actually rebounds and the value of the dollar comes up, which it should at this point because we're pretty tanked right now, like we're pretty low, then your bond holds its value. It doesn't change because it's a bond. So if the market swings back more than 1%, because bond percentage is less than 1% right now, you'll actually lose money.
Oh, what you could do also, but
It would literally
your
be better to
money-
hold on to your money in your pocket. Like it will turn into more value sitting in your pocket than it would in the bank account.
but if bonds when like kind of predict when the market can like reach its bottom point.
That's the worst time to buy a bond. The best time to
No,
buy
no,
a
no,
bond
no.
is
Bring
when
it
the
out of
market's
a bond
strong.
then, and then invest in the market.
Sure.
And then as
Yeah,
it
you can do
comes
that.
up, you can buy
Yeah.
the stocks. And
Once the market rebounds, then buy bonds.
that's the idea.
Yes. If the market's strong, buy bonds. If the market's weak, buy stock.
Well, I'm saying like when it's weak, but it's about to come up, then invest in stocks, and then.
Yes. When the market's weak, buy stocks. When the market gets strong, which by the way, you I guarantee probably don't care about this, but it's news and it's history that has happened while you're alive and a kid. So when you're like an adult, you're like, when I was a kid. Literally though, this is kind of a big deal. I need to double check if it actually happened, but in all likelihood, we have now ended the longest run of a bull market that we've ever had. A bull market is like a strong, like a powerful market. And if we go back to that graphic that we were just looking at here, you can see how strong we've been for a while, even with small dips. And this rebounded very quickly. Yeah, well, of course. So they were talking on NPR yesterday. I think it's been like 11 years or something like that we've technically been operating in a bull market. B-U-L-L, like a bull with horns, not a bull, right? So like bull means strong. So in New York, if we still go on the New York trip, there is a I forget what it's made out of, copper maybe. There's a bull, like a statue of a bull, like a metal bull with horns and everything. That normally sits outside, well, used to sit outside the Federal Stock Exchange. Now, do you know where it is and what it's being used for? No, they had, well, it's TBD right now because coronavirus. If they shut down travel, like if they tell us we can't, we can't. They were using it for, what's the statue of the girl? It's Courageous Girl?
That's what I did to make statues crazy.
Amazon stocks are rising.
That's because everyone's ordering toilet paper.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, the Fearless Girl. So, in New York, and I forget if it is still set up like this, this is the statue that would sit outside the, well, except we were there. Yes, we were there. This is now with the Courageous Girl, or Fearless Girl. Yes? Fearless Girl? Fearless Girl. So, she is staring down the bull market. Essentially is the metaphor, analogy. I always get these wrong. But like she's fearless. Like it's supposed to be for like women empowerment. Like female empowerment of like the stock market. The whole stock market is supposed to be represented by this bull. And beyond that, she's small. Right? But she's just hands on hips like, come at me. Alright, get out of here.
Where is the bowl?
That's the bull.
You said where was it?
No, it used to sit in front of the New York Stock Exchange. Now I think it's here by this one park. Look it up. If you want to know, look it up. Because this, I believe, is the stock exchange. Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
We were asking the same thing.